Hi guys, welcome to another Divi themed video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today we're going to show you how to create a full-width YouTube video background that auto plays like that. You can put any module you want over the top. I've just got some large text over the top here. And it'll work on all devices if I hit my F12 key. Here we have it on an iPhone 12. There it is right there. And let's have a look on an iPad. There it is on an iPad. Really easy to do. So let's get started. I'm going to enable my Visual Builder. Once enabled, I'm going to roll down and we'll get rid of that section. Here it is right here. Blue tab for the section. I'm just going to hit the trash can. Gone. Fantastic. Well, let's add a new section. Little blue button to add a new section. I'm going to use a regular section for mine. I'm going to use a single column for mine. Once we got a row, it's going to prompt us to put in a module. I'm going to just put some large text in mine. Like I say, you can put in pretty much anything you want in yours. And we'll call this video text. I'm going to make mine a heading, just like we've been doing in recent videos for our large text. I'm going to select it, click where it says paragraph, make it a heading 2. I'm going to hit the little paintbrush associated with it. It'll take us straight to the heading 2 editor settings over here. I've been using a font called Oswald. So if you click on the default, it's tall and it's skinny, which makes for good big text in my opinion. But you can choose any one you want by selecting one from a list down here. Roll over it, it'll give you an example. I'm going to stick with my Oswald though. I'm going to make it as bold as possible. I'm going to capitalize it. I'm going to pop it in the middle. I'm going to make it very big. On desktop, I'm going to make it 350 pixels. Now it's not fitting because our row is only as wide as our little blue bar there. So let's save this, make the row full width. Green tab for a row. To make it full width, we need to go over to design and sizing. Here's the width. Let's ramp it up to 100%. I'm going to copy that, Control C, and paste it in the max width down below, Control V to paste. Or you can just type it in if you want to. That's now fitting on one line. Perfect, just exactly what I wanted. Okay, while we're in this row, still in the sizing, I'm going to use a custom gutter width. Now the gutters are the space beside and below any element. I'm going to take it from 3 down to 1, which means the next row will stack pretty much directly underneath this one, which is just what I need. Now, just so we can see what's going on, I'm going to put a little background behind this row temporarily. Now, you think we could just put a video on it by going to background video. And it'll work with an MP4, and we've demonstrated this in the last video. But there's nowhere to put an actual YouTube video in there. So let's throw a color in so we can see what this row is actually doing. Make it a bright color, perhaps a red. Fantastic. Okay, we've got a bit of space at the top there. Don't want any space around this thing at all. So we're going to go over to design, spacing. In the padding top, I'm going to make sure there's a 0 because we don't want any padding on the top. Let's take it up a little bit. And I want to make sure there's no padding on the bottom also. So let's just hit that chain. Fantastic. We're going to give this a fixed height in a moment. But I don't want any space at the top here. I want this to be touching the element above there. So let's save this. We'll go into the actual section. Design, spacing. Make sure we've got no padding in there as well. So let's put a 0 in there. Fantastic. And do I want any padding on the bottom? It'll bring these a bit closer. Probably not. I think that's going to be okay. Great. Well, let's give our row a fixed height now. And we want to check it on all devices. But before we do that, we want to make sure this text is going to work size-wise on all devices. So let's go into the text module. Again, we can hit the little paintbrush, which is all the way over the left. Now we've got a full screen row there. Takes us down here. To check it on tablet and mobile, just roll over it. You'll see some icons. There's a little mobile phone icon. Click on it. Gives us 3 tabs. We can check it on tablet, way too big. I want it to all be in one line. Let's try 150, I think. That'll work. Like I say, I'm going to give this a fixed size and we'll check it on mobile. Roll up. Yeah, again, I want it to be in one line. It will actually work in 2 lines, but I'm going to keep mine to 1 line. I think, let's try 80 pixels. Yeah, that'll work for me. And let's go back to desktop view now. Fantastic. Well, I'm going to give this row a fixed height. Then we'll adjust the text on it. And then we'll add the little video background. There's a neat little trick that I'll show you to do that. So let's save this. Let's go back into the row itself, the green tab. 1, 2, 3. I'm guessing around about 400. Let's go over to design and sizing. We roll down from where we were, width just now. We've got height. So let's try 400. I'm just going to type in 400. Let's make it a little bit deeper there. I can adjust this text so it's in the middle of there with it using a bit of line height in a minute. I'm happy with that depth-wise though, because I want to be able to see this amount of our video. Now let's just check it on tablet and mobile because it probably doesn't want to be as deep on those. Let's try 200. Yeah, and like I say again, I'm going to adjust that text so it's in the middle in a moment. And on phone, let's roll up. Let's try 100 and see what that does. Yeah, I think that'll work. I mean, if you want to show more of the video, you can make it bigger than that. Well, let's do that. Let's make it 150. And we'll put the text in the middle there. Okay, that's great. Well, we've got the text doing what it wants. And we've got the row now doing the sizing we want on each of these devices. As I mentioned before, if we go back into this, we can actually centralize it back into the text module. Let's make it white so we can see it a little bit better when the video comes in. And we know how to do that. Hit the little pencil or just go to design, heading text. We know it's a heading 2. I'll make it white. Great. Now while we're here, I need to drop that down just a little bit so it's more central there. So if we roll down to our line height here, we can adjust it. Probably good. And if it's not enough, you can adjust it with a manual setting by putting in your own there. That's going to work for me. And we'll adjust it on tablet and mobile also. Again, just pull it up. Something like that. That's about there. And on mobile, we roll up. There's that text mask we did the other day. We'll ramp it up a little bit more on this one. Something like that. Fantastic. Great. Let's save our changes. Roll back down to our text now. I want to make sure any overflow is hidden on this row because I don't want to see anything spilling out of our 400 pixels or whatever it was height that we made it. So let's make sure that's not going to happen by going into the row, over to advanced, visibility. And here we've got horizontal and vertical overflow. I'm going to change both of those to hidden. Fantastic. Great. Well, I'm now going to duplicate this row. To duplicate, just hit the 2 little squares, green tab for a row, remember? I'm going to get rid of the module on the top one. Do this on the top one or else you have to adjust the z-index in a minute. Inside this one, I'm going to add a code module. Now we need to go get our YouTube video. So if we go over to YouTube, select a little video here. Once you've found the video you want to put over the top, little share button down here. Click on it, and then we need to click on the embed right here. Let's roll down a bit. I'm going to start at maybe 50 seconds in so we don't get the credits there. Let's change that to a 50. And I don't want to show player controls. Usually that would be checked. If it's checked and you want to show them, that's great. I don't want to show them, so make sure that's unchecked. And that gives us this code up here. I'm going to copy that code. I'm going to go back to my site now, put my cursor in my code module and paste that code in there. As you can see, it's put this video in here. Now here's the video URL just inside this inverted comma here, and it's ending just here. Again, with a little inverted comma there. I'm going to put my cursor just to the right of that 50 right there, where we started at the 50-second mark. And make sure it's inside that inverted comma. Do not cut that off. Of course, I want my video to autoplay. So I'm going to put that and sign, ampersand. I'm going to say autoplay, AUTOPLAY equals 1. As you can see, that started to play now. But I don't want the sound. That's very annoying to me. So I'm going to put another ampersand and sign. And we're going to say mute, M-U-T-E, equals 1. That's better. Now it's auto playing with the mute, which is just exactly what I want. But of course, we want this text over the top of our video here. So let's save what we've got in our code module here. I'm going to go back in this row because we don't need a background on this row now. In fact, let's move the row so you see what's going on. I'm going to go into the row. I'm going to go to design and spacing. Now we put padding in on all devices, made this a fixed height. If we actually go to sizing, we look down, we've got a height 400 pix, 200 pix, and I think 150 pix. So if we scoot this up by those amounts on these devices, this text should be right on top of our video right there. So let's close up the sizing. We'll go back to our spacing. With margin, unlike padding, you can use negative values. So I'm going to put my cursor in there. I'm going to say negative 400 pixels. As you can see, that text is now over the top of our video module there. And we need to do exactly the same on tablet and mobile. Again, let's roll over. Hit the little mobile phone icon on tablet. We need to scoot it up by 200. Minus 200. Fantastic. And on mobile phone, we need to scoot it up by 150. Minus 150. Fantastic. That's working on all devices now. Just exactly what I wanted. So let's save the changes. We'll save the page changes. And let's exit the Visual Builder. There's our video and our text over the top. Like I say, you can have buttons on here. You can have a call to action. But you just need to adjust the size on tablet and mobile. I've checked this on my phone for the live picture. It does work absolutely fine. So there it is on desktop, on tablet, iPad Air. There we have it. And let's have a look on an iPhone. There it is on the iPhone. If I make that a bit bigger, you can see it's working fine on the iPad. Might take that little red background away that we had on the row of that video text there. Let's just exit and finish off by doing that. Let's enable the Visual Builder again. And we'll roll on down. See that little flash of red there. Let's go to back-end mode, make sure we get the right one. Wireframe mode, I should say. This is how we used to edit Divi back in the day. It's in the text. In fact, we can get rid of it on both of these rows here. Content, background's always under content. Let's trash that one. And we'll do the same for the code one, because remember we cloned these, so they're exactly the same. Fantastic. Save that, save our changes, and we should be good to go. And we'll roll down. There we have it. There's our video text. Just exactly what I wanted right there. So I hope you've enjoyed it today and found it useful. There is how to add some text over a full width YouTube video background. Like I say, you can put any module in there. We just used text for this today. Really easy to do, as you can see. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video like this. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.